Nothing really makes me happy anymore. There are times when I feel like I'm being distracted, but a lot of times I just don't feel happy. This isn't to complain about it or to make anyone feel bad for me by any means. This is actually to connect with other people and maybe say what other people are thinking. Because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. Like, I know I'm not the only one that sits there and is like, okay, I'm not happy. The problem with this, though, is that it kind of stems from I feel with social media, and we all do it. We all compare ourselves to other people. That's one thing that definitely throws me off. Just being honest with you guys, like I do it. I try not to do it. Like I try to purposely not compare myself to other people. And whenever I'm not doing that, it's always good. You know, I feel a lot better, but that's one reason I feel like it leads to unhappiness. And then another reason too is expecting to be happy all the time. And understanding that you won't be happy all the time. Doesn't that suck? It kind of sucks. I'm saying this because I've realized, especially in my early 20s, that, you know, first of all, I mean, in my early 20s and now in my late 20s, for sure, I don't have it all figured out. And that's actually one of those things where not having it all figured out is a good thing, because it forces you to figure it out. It forces you to have to go and try to find your way or find the next step when it doesn't, seem too clear. And just be transparent with you guys, like my whole entire goal, since I started this social media journey was to, first of all, I didn't want to work a 9-to-5 anymore. So I wanted to get out of manual labor, but also I wanted to make my business full time. I wanted to do coaching full time. And I just wanted to help people. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm one of those people that like I take everything with a grain of salt. Like everything that everybody says to me, it's more of like a hold that thought. Let me get back to you and see how I actually feel about that. I don't really take anyone's experience to heart. I always want to go find out for myself. And money was a big one for me. And I'm not some people consider me, that are really poor, consider me rich. I'm not rich. I do fairly well for myself. And really the best thing about my financial situation is the fact that I work for myself and I'm on my own schedule. And also it's one of those things where, like, dead ass, my main goal, I always wanted to be like a millionaire, like a multimillionaire, like a very successful guy. But there was also a part of me, and this doesn't mean that I had ever thought, well, I don't want to be successful. It's always been in my head, but also just leaving the rat race and starting my own business was just like one of the biggest accomplishments in itself. And I didn't really need much. Like I remember when I first left my job and I started on TikTok, and I just remember I was probably making 1/4 or maybe 1/6 of the amount of money that I make now. But to be completely honest, I felt much happier. And I'm almost certain that the reason why I felt happier was because it was kind of like that blissful ignorance. It's like, first, I didn't know. I mean, I knew you could make money online, but I didn't know it was possible for me. So when I started to do that, I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe I just made like a paycheck's worth of money online through selling coaching and working with clients. That was like the first step for me where I was like, okay, it is possible to do this. But like I said, it was kind of like that blissful ignorance. Then I realized, oh, you can actually make like 6 figures, right? Then I made 6 figures, then I made multiple 6 figures in my coaching business, in one business. Then I started to think like, okay, well, what's this really about? Is it just about the numbers? You just grow the business more and more and more. So that's what I started to do. I started to just grow my business more and more and more, make more money, sign more clients, buy more stuff. And my life did change because I was like going out to eat more. I wasn't cooking for myself as much. I upgraded to this house. This is my 4-bedroom house. I didn't buy it, I rent it. But I lived in a studio apartment before this. Got rid of the Toyota I had, got a Mercedes. So I just like upgraded my lifestyle, and that it happened really fast, actually, really fast. Like I was actually looking at my fucking taxes, and I didn't realize that fucking the beginning of like 2023 was when I really started to make like real money, like 20 grand plus a month. In my opinion, that's like real money. And this isn't about numbers. This isn't about stuff. This isn't about any of that. This is actually to make you guys realize, and my real life account of describing my feeling, experiencing this. It never really mattered, like in the way that I thought it would. They're all milestones. Like this watch for sure, milestone. Like for sure, this, my lifestyle. They're all milestones materialistically, but there's a lot of internal stuff that I feel like I haven't really worked on fully, and some unfinished business, like dead ass. And that's what, going back to the beginning of this video, this feeling like I'm never happy. I started to realize that we can create our own reality. Like we can create our own happiness. I'm sure you've heard that before, but that's what I was doing when I first started TikTok, when I first started social media. I was creating my own happiness. I wasn't comparing myself to other people. I barely even looked at the feeds. I was just creating. It really just felt like, honestly, it just felt like me and God and an iPhone. I felt like I was getting all these ideas. They were coming to me naturally, and I wasn't making as much money as I make now, because now I'm more business oriented. I don't make as many like funny videos on TikTok. Regardless, the whole point of this video and the big realization that I had was that in order for you to really reach that ultimate fulfillment, I'm realizing in real time, it will catch up to you. Like you can't just max out one area of your life. Like fitness is one area that I would say that I tried to max out. finances is another one that I try to max out. And it's not about maxing out one area or all the areas. That's not what I'm even trying to say. It's something so much deeper, where no matter how much money you have, no matter how jacked you are, no matter how many girls you get or how good your relationship is, whatever it is, you're never going to be happy if you don't create your own happiness. And I had to have this hard realization after I had already spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on things, and people, all to just to realize, like, it was never about that, because that never made me happy. It was about creating my own happiness every single day. And I'm realizing that now, because it's like, if my 20 fucking year old self knew how I was living now, he would be shocked. He would be like, wow, this is the best thing ever. But and even though my life has significantly improved over the years, I've been in hell in this fucking house because of my own head. Because I wasn't creating that happiness. I was expecting it. Comparing my life to other people's. And expecting always to be happy. I know it's not logic. It makes no sense. And a lot of people won't admit this. They won't admit that they're always trying to be happy. But I'm just admitting it. I'm just admit that I'm someone that tries to be happy and I fall short. And it was never about accomplishments. It was never about getting jacked. It was never about any of that. It was all about finding your own happiness. And that's what I'm doing now. Because another sale is not going to make me happy. If I go to the gym, yeah, of course, like, the money makes me happy. Like, the workouts make me happy, but it's so fleeting. I want something long-term. I want something sustainable forever. And I think that comes from loving yourself and getting back to the core of who you really are. And I really want to get there. So that's the mission for me. And I hope that you can find your own version of this in your own life. So, love you guys. No victim.